network security group, and how to apply it and which level, that means subnet level or network interface card level we can apply it. And we discuss about different scenarios about application, sorry, network security group, and we see the practical about. Okay, and now coming to we are going to discuss about application security group. Application security group, what is the application security group? Generally, yesterday what I said, it's a one of the scenario wise, and if it is going to create a rule, like it's a kind of like in the subnet three virtual machine, and it's like you can see here three virtual machines is available, two virtual machine only needs to be allowed. How we did it? Through IP address. Yes, through IP address. We specifically two virtual machines only we allowed it, and the remaining virtual machine we are not allowing from the same subnet, and creating the rule. That way we did it. And coming to application security group, instead of IP address, instead of IP address, using the application security group, we can allow or deny the traffic. Same, instead of IP address, we are going to use the application security group. It's a act as a tag instead of IP address. Okay, this ASGs we can associate to the network interface card level, and we can utilize it. We can associate the network interface card level, and we can utilize it, guys. Understood what I'm saying?
Yes, Kiran.
So suppose example, um, go to Azure portal, and let me create a network security group also. Create a network security group first of all, and creating NSG 01 with GS2 and review and created. So now a network security group I also say I'm creating. So this network security group now I'm going to associate to the subnet level, and instead of IP address, how to allow the using ASG, how to allow specific IP address or specific mission through ASG, how to create a rule, we'll look into that. Okay, let's go to the energy and subnet level. First of all, I'm trying to associate VNet 1. Suppose this is a subnet, and click on OK, saving the subnet. Okay, and now ASG also will created application security group. Here application security group, create a application security group, and it's like providing the name resource group. Here ASG, suppose this is a AD server related AD ASG01. Suppose I can give like this. So that's the reason specific application wise, specific application security group we can create it. That's the reason they given the application security group. Okay, and for what purpose? Right now, suppose my AD server purpose, AD ASG1. If it is a web server means web ASG, SQL means SQL ASG. Like that we can create it. Okay, and creating the application security group and create. Okay, application security group is created. Now coming to Go to that particular AD server. This is a one, suppose. Okay. And this server already we associate the network security group. It's a subnet level. So how can I understand that network security group? It's already associated with the subnet level. So simple. Let me give me a minute. Let me open my pen. Okay, here, if you observe, there is a why it's not working. Okay, so network security group, you can see here they're clearly saying that AD, it's a subnet level is a associate. You can observe here what is saying that AD subnet energy is associate the that level. Now in this subnet, I have 3 or 4 virtual machine or 10 virtual machine or 15, 20 virtual machine, suppose. And now I want to allow the only particular this virtual machine using the energy rule. Energy rule wise we can allow it. So how to do it generally? We can go to the this one, and destination wise I can keep it the IP address. This particular virtual machine IP address I'm going to provide it, so that energy rule I can create it. Instead of that one, we are talking about ASG, application security group, already just now deployed. I'm going to associate the application security group here. Configure, and here my AD is available saving. Okay, now it's associating the application security group here. Associate is completed. Now go to the inbound rule, go to add. So here, instead of application security group, and that application security group and remaining is as it is. Suppose this is a one, I want to allow the port number 3389. So I can define the RDB 3389 and allow it. And priority is I will give something 4000, suppose. Okay. And allow RDB inbound. Click on add. So this is a way I can create a rule for that. So instead of IP address, using the ASG, we can create a rule and we can allow or deny, we can do it. Understood everyone what I'm saying? Got it? Any questions? You can see now the rule is a created, allow any RDB inbound and 3389 TCP protocol and any source, but destination is a wherever ADASG is available, please allow it. Otherwise, if it is not, this tag is not available. That means that application security group, it's not available, don't allow it. That is the way it's created. Any questions? Any doubts on this? Guys, I'm not getting any response. I'm not sure. It's a really people are interested to learn or something. It's just as a joining the session. This is the way means I don't want to continue, guys.
No, Kiran, not like that. Actually,
It's a
uh,
like interactive session is required. If it is understand, okay. If it is not understand, keep say something. It's a I'm not understand something issue or something.
like if we have already NSG, why we are using application security group here?
So clearly saying, no, instead of like you are creating the rule. Suppose what I'm saying in the this is a VNet. In this subnet, I have 10 virtual machines, 10 VMs, but only one virtual machine I want to allow it that specific port number. Generally, how we'll create a rule?
Inbound, adding inbound and outbound, we create a rule.
Only inbound only. We won't give
Yeah,
the outbound. Yes,
yes,
it's a
yes.
inbound also specific this virtual machine. How you will create it with the IP address?
IP
Yes.
address, we'll add it. Yes.
So instead of IP address, we are using the ASG. That's it.
Like for using ASG, like they are charging us. Like
No,
someone
there is
will
no
ask.
nothing charge. Nothing
Okay,
charges. You
okay.
can see here destination. I'm not providing the any IP address. I'm hiding the IP address also here. It's a kind of that application security group that tag wise I'm providing the access. I'm allowing, not access. I am allowing the things.
Okay, Kiran, I'm good here.
So, any more questions?
Kiran, once can you click on that application security group tab?
Okay.
Here, just we need to add that. So rest of the things are part of that inbound or outbound, right?
Yes, that's it.
Okay.
Nothing more. Okay. Any more questions?
No,
Now, suppose this is a one. If you understand, please explain this as a what is exactly how you are going to implement it. Somebody can explain it. Overall, this one. I want starting from like each and every point. It's a I required so that I can understand. As of now, what we discuss, it's everything. It's a there. If you really understand, well and good.
like there is one virtual network. There are two subnets, okay,
Okay.
and one NSG group.
Okay.
And on like all this subnet 1 and subnet 2 are allowed TCP port 80.
TCP port 80 is allowing all the virtual machines.
No, no, it's allowed inbound rule. Like it
Yeah,
say
inbound rule.
80
It's
is
allowing the all the virtual machines.
no only two VMs like VM1 and
Okay.
VM2 it is allowing,
How
and
they
two are
create the rule?
so like inbound they are added like allowed, in outbound they blocked. Like,
I'm not asking is a inbound or outbound. It's a what you said. It's a port number 80 is allowed the VM1 and VM2. That VM1, VM2, how they create a rule in energy and how they create a rule. So based on this visual diagram, what you understand, how you are
so
suppose if I given this is a visual diagram to you, if you are going to implement it, how you are going to implement it? That is my question.
The VM1 and VM2 can access the internet.
Internet access. Okay. What
Yes,
about VM3, VM4 not able to access the internet?
because there is some rule is applied. Internally, they can VM3 and VM4 can communicate internally.
Okay.
But for VM1 and VM2, they cannot communicate to VM4.
Totally wrong what you people are saying that. I'm
application
not sure.
security group is allowed on NIC 1 and NIC 2 VM1 and VM2 environment.
Okay.
Through that it is allowing a port number 80.
Okay. So that means it's a what is a exactly is a ASG web they used it.
Yes, sir.
So that is the key points you need to like in an interview also they will show you one visual diagram. Can you explain it? Or sometimes they will ask you to create a visual diagram also. Yes. If you are not understand this visual diagram, how you will explain in the interview time? So that means your architect normally is as a Azure admin also, at least you should aware of this one. Using this visual diagram, you need to understand how they implemented. You need to imagine. Okay.
Okay.
So what exactly here? Totally one net virtual network. Totally this is a virtual network. This is a one. And in this virtual network, there is a two subnets. One is a subnet one. Another one is a subnet two. Clearly saying that subnet 1 and subnet 2. And coming to next, energy 1, it's the same energy is associated the subnet 1 and subnet 2. Okay. And next, they create a application security group, 4 application security group. One is a ASG web, it's associated the VM1 and VM2. And ASG logic associate the VM3. ASG DB associate the VM4. Okay. After that, So you can imagine this is a might be web server. That's the reason ASG web they given and ASG web they given and create a rule here. Network security group rule, NSG rule, inbound rule is a created. So that means over the internet that particular port number 80 is allowing. So you can see arrow mark is a arrow mark inbound. Yes. So that means inbound rule. So how they created the inbound rule specific these two VMs? It's a instead of IP address, AG web they given in the destination application security group. This AG web and port number 80 is allowed. That's the reason these two virtual machines only can able to access. Remaining this is the VM3 and VM4. It's not able to access via because of AG web. It's not available. Due to that, it won't able to communicate it. Understood what I'm saying? Up to this is a one.
Yes, Kiran.
Yes, Kiran.
And coming to now, major point here, VM3 to VM4 needs to be communicated. So how is the only communicated? It's a first of all, they create a rule. So first of all, they create a rule, network to network source, any source, any protocol, any port number, anything is a deny that wise. First they create the rule. After that they create a rule. This is a one. Like what is the thing? And from AG logic source and AGDB is a destination. Wise they created and port number 1433 wise allowed it. 1433 wise they allowed it. Totally this is a way they achieve the totally this is a one. Now you got it. So you need to understand this is a way and it's a easy and how they implemented easily you can understand. Understood?
Yes, correct.
Yes, Kiran.
Mm. VM3. Your voice is not clear. I think is a something network issue or might be you are not close to your mic. Can you speak little bit loudly? What is a
Kiran,
VM?
why
Mm.
why here VM3 and VM4 use 3GP protocol 1433 to communicate instead of we have like ICMP? No, so that is for ping rule on itself, right?
So
So
here try to understand ASGDB is a clearly saying that. That means
get
you can
get
treat this is a DB server.
yes.
Okay, this is a front end application might be it's a some logic server that means middleware.
Okay.
Some middleware application is hosted in this. So that middleware application needs to be communicated. Front end also it's not available. It's not required. If it is a middleware is available. So that middleware application only needs to be communicated to the back end of this DB server. So I want more security wise. I am restricted to VM1 and VM2. Only is allowing the this is a logic server only. That means that middleware application VM3 only to VM4 needs to be communicated. This is a DB server. Which port number it's communicated? 1433. Understood?
Yes, Kiran.
Any more questions?
I am good at my end.
Okay, great. Remaining people, how is it? Any questions? Any doubts?
I don't have to.
Yeah, no, Kiran. Yeah.
Okay. So next we are going to discuss about UDR, user defined route. What exactly user defined route? So very simple here you can understand the visual diagram wise. Normally it's this virtual machine to this virtual machine directly it will communicated. This virtual machine to on-premises how it will communicate. First it will go to the traffic to virtual network gateway and virtual network gateway to on-premises to it will communicate to the on-prem VM. Even this is the one also by default on-prem VM to on-prem VPN and Azure VPN to directly it's communicate this VM. That way it's generally it's a communicated. I don't want like this. By default, this is a system route. This is a by default system route, but I don't want like this. I want is a something is a network virtual appliance. That means might be is a firewall or third party appliance or whatever it may be. Anything you can treat it. Okay. We can call the virtual appliance. This is a network virtual appliance. My traffic must and should go to the virtual network virtual appliance. After that only go to the my Azure VPN. After that on-prem VPN. After that only on-premises. Even on-premises also like on-prem VPN, and after that Azure VPN. From that Azure VPN again, it should not go to the directly. And so first go to the network virtual appliance. After that, it's a communicate to the my destination server. Even over the internet, any traffic, it's a getting my network virtual appliance. After that, only communicate anything. So even outside going also network virtual appliance. After that, going to the outside of internet. So totally all the traffic we are going to define it specific. This is a way you need to flow the traffic. You are going to define it. This is a traffic. How you required. This is a way means we need to use the route table. We can call the UDR. UDR means user defined route. So route table we need to associate how the traffic needs to be flow. We are going to define it. How the traffic needs to be flow. We are going to define it. So that is a way UDR is a very helpful guys. Understood? Everyone? Any questions?
No questions.
Got it?
Yeah, got it, Kiran.
Public DMZ means
Sorry?
public DMZ.
Yeah,
Public
public.
DMZ.
Public, there is no DMZ concept here. In Azure platform, there is no DMZ. So if you are using this as a firewall entirely inbound and outbound, everything wise, you are using the firewall. So obviously by default, you are getting the here DMG only. Yes. Especially not required the any DMG. Yes. Again, what is the DMG? Demilitarized zone. So what
Zone.
exactly? Like inbound also through firewall and outbound also like it's a internal traffic is also getting to this server. It's a through firewall and outbound also through firewall only needs to be gated. Yes. Same thing here also happening, no?
Yeah.
Yes, Kiran.
So especially again, it's not required to configure anything here. Okay.
Yeah. Actually, it's the diagram
Sorry. Actually,
the diagram is there. Right? With the
your voice is not clear. It's a very hard to understand. Can you try to ping it, or if it is not possible, but exactly you are saying that. And one more thing also, DMG especially it's not anything in Azure. Like let me show you Azure DMZ architecture. If you type and it will show you, um, you can see hub and spoke only. It will show you. So why? Because of here any traffic. It's a you can see here the dot dots. That means on premises if you are getting any traffic, go to the firewall. After that only it's going. Even this VM or any resources also, any traffic, it's so you can see through firewall only it's going to the load balancer. Even it's going to outside also, it's going to the firewall. So totally everything through firewall only. So even Microsoft given the recommendation and architecture diagram you can see. So this is a reference architecture show as a secured hybrid network that extended on-premises network to Azure. The architecture implements perimeter network, also called a DMG. A DMG. So between on-premises network and Azure network, all inbound and outbound traffic pass through the Azure firewall. Okay. You can
Azure
refer this
public.
is a one. Sorry. Sorry, something somebody is saying.
Yeah.
So you can refer, this is a document, you will get the more idea what I'm saying. So still, if you have question, let me know, I can give the clarity on that. Okay, hopefully is clear to everyone.
Yes, Kiran.
Yes, correct.
Yes, Kiran.
Okay, and I'm going to show you the practical about this UDR, how to implement it, and how the traffic will flow after implementation or before implementation, how the traffic will flow. We'll see the practical so that you will get the more idea how the traffic is flowing. Okay, so for this practical, we required, I'm going to show you like lab scenario wise, but one scenario I will give the like practice purpose, you need to implement it, you will get the more idea. Okay, so what I'm going to show you means here I will create a one vnet and one subnet, totally three subnets I will create it. Okay, and each subnet I will associate the UDR, route table and route table, and VM I will keep it here. VM I will keep it here. Before route table, it's a VM. You will keep it here. NVA, network virtual appliance. Normally this VM to this VM by directly it's a communicated. Directly it's a communicated. If you I don't required. So after associating the UDR, that VM traffic will go to the network virtual appliance. After that, it will go to this VM. Even if it is associated the route table here, this VM also go to this network virtual appliance. After that, it will go to the this network, this VM also. So totally the traffic is flowing like this is a way. So I'm clearly show you how the traffic is flowing before implement the route tables. After implementing the route tables, how the traffic is flowing, I'm going to show you the practical about that one. Okay, that is the one I'm going to show you the practical, guys. But
Yes, Kiran.
what I am going to give the practice for you. So as of now, we discuss about hub and spoke topology and route. I'm going to show you the route table also and other things. Lab I am going to show you. But this is a one. This right now what I'm going to explain it. This is after Azure firewall. I'm going to give the this is a practice. Okay. After discussing about Azure firewall, I'm going to give the this is a practical one project I'm going to provide you. This is entirely if you implemented end to end, if you achieve it end to end without any issues. So easily you can able to manage or easily you can able to implement any organization that network related easily you can understand. So mostly 80 to 90% of everything you can easily understand and easily manage it. So what is exactly you need to implement it as a project wise, you need to create a one VNet that is a hub VNet. Okay, you can treat as a hub VNet and you need to keep it the firewall and virtual network gateway, VPN and Bastion also you can implement it. And coming to spoke network, two spoke network you can create it. Spoke one, spoke two like that you can create it. In this one subnet created, one VM. In this also one VM you can create it. Okay, and this VM it's a traffic it's go to the through firewall. So that means you need to associate the UDR. You need to associate the UDR and the traffic it's go to the firewall only. And after that, you a firewall discussion happen completed. You need to create a firewall rule and for allowing the this VM traffic to via firewall to this VM traffic. That means spoke one to spoke two communication. How using the firewall rule you can understand. And now over the internet until unless you are going to allow it so that only it will allow the via firewall, otherwise it won't allow it. So Bastion, through that you can try to log in the server. How Bastion also I will explain it. Through Bastion also how to communicate the this virtual machine we are going to see it. So that VM how you can able to securely over the internet is a connected. That is a one more point you can understand. So here, and it's this VMs needs to be domain join if you require more practical. So you can create a one more subnet here and create a domain controllers, some domain name with that, and try to join the this VM into this domain, this VM into this domain. So that is a way you can try to achieve it. So previously I discussed in the VNet level custom DNS. So you need to associate the this IP address in the VNet custom DNS wise. You can associate, and how this VMs is a domain join into the Azure platform. Okay. So totally like this is a way you can try to do it. And once is a firewall and Bastion is a completed, I will give the more little bit more. I will give it, add it, and try to like try to do it. Okay, what I'm saying, understand?
Yeah, Kiran.
So in this you will learn about how to firewall rules you will understand, and I will give the some more firewall rules, how to create it, application rule, what exactly, and you know it's a kind of scenarios I will give it, Bastion related and VM related and domain controller related. Those things I will give the some scenarios and accordingly try to implement it, and how it works. We'll look into that. Okay, this is a if you implemented. This is a project you will understand about name relation, how to on-premises Active Directory domain controllers, how to bring in the Azure platform, Bastion, and firewall, and route tables, and everything you can easily understand. Everything you can easily understand. Even energy also I will add it. Energies also I will give the one more scenario, and accordingly how is the energies works and how you will allow it, how it needs to be denied. Everything you will going to understand as a mini project, or it's a you can take it as a one project like that you need to implement it. Okay, if you are not implemented, definitely you won't understand, definitely you can't easily understand the real time. I'm pretty sure if you implement it totally end to end and everything you can achieve it, definitely is easy to any organization how they are doing, and easily you can able to understand. 90% easily you can understand, guys. Okay, so this UDR I will show you tomorrow practically, and after that UDR implementation, I'm going to show you the like Azure firewall also we'll discuss, and how to deploy the Azure firewall. What are the rules we can create it? How to create a rules? We'll look into that tomorrow. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, Kiran. Yeah.
Yeah. Chalo, guys. Bye.